So, folks, listen, self talk and self narratives are no joke. The stories we tell ourselves, they matter. And you may not think that they do, but neuroscientists have proven that these stories do matter and they matter a lot. And they're not harmless, these stories. In fact, they shape the whole of our worldview and our approach to life. And the more you tell yourself that same story over and over and over again, the more true it becomes to you. And that's the key. That is the key. They become true to you, regardless of whether they are true or not, or they have any basis in the real world or not. And then you're making and organizing your life around these self-narratives. Now, I was watching an interview of Moran Cerf. He's a neuroscientist, and he was on impact theory. And I watched this, and he was talking about how, again, we can change our narratives. And he spoke specifically about memory. So it's like he said, you go and you go into the memory box, pull the memory out, you bring it into the future or into the present, into your present self here as you're reliving that memory. But you're projecting onto that memory and you're reliving that memory as the person you are now in the present, which of course is you're a totally different person than you were when you first had the event that happened that caused that memory. So you're a completely different person, but now your perspective on that memory has changed and you changed the memory. And then when you put it back in the memory box, it's a different memory. It's got the same basicness to it, but it's shaped, it's changed. And every time we recall or retell these stories, we're constantly shifting and changing that particular memory. And the power in this is that you have within your gift to change, shape, edit your self-narrative and to make it one that's more empowering. So if you find yourself with self-narratives that are holding you back, keeping you stuck, limiting you, keeping you from taking opportunities that are presented to you based off of some story that you're telling yourself that you're not good enough or you don't have the skill or you're not good at that particular thing or whatever the story that you're telling yourself, that you, as the editor, the chief editor of your story, you can rewrite that, and you can rewrite it to make it more empowering for yourself. And I just think that's fantastic. Me being me, of course, I went onto Amazon and did a little search for books on self-talk, and I picked up one by a guy named Aston Anderson and started reading that because I just want to dive all the way into this subject of self-talk, self-narratives, and learn more about them. So to see where I can take this, 'cause I think there's awesome potential in consciously taking control of your self-talk and making your self-talk work for you. All right, so if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching the video, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. And by all means, I would love to hear your thoughts on the subject of self-talk or self-narratives and how you see them playing out for yourself. In fact, as an exercise to do, I would encourage you to, take a moment, take a pause, and just reflect on one or two of the self-narratives that the story that you tell yourself all the time, and you tell anybody that'll listen. I'd encourage you to sit down and watch it from the third party position. Grab yourself some popcorn and sit back and watch it like you would a movie. This story, this self-narrative that you've created, the story you've created, and watch it like you would a movie, and then think, is this a good story? Is this story empowering? Is it uplifting? And then, if it's not, take out the old editing pen and rewrite that story and make it something that empowers you, that helps you to be that best version of yourself. All right, now that's definitely it for me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.